is episode 6 of Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Which means that we're halfway through the season. I have to say it's probably the most boring episode of this season so far. We open with...
right where we left off, basically.
Yeah. Meera is running through the woods. She's carrying Bran on a sled, and Bran is still having, like, visions of multiple times during the past and flashes of things.
You get to see Aegon Targaryen.
For like half a second, which was really interesting.
And he comes to, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, they found us. I'm so sorry. And Meera's like ready to just like kind of fight his last stand. And they're rescued by a guy on the horse. And I'm like, oh my God, cold hands. I thought they cut you.
And then I'm like, no, he's not riding a moose.
Oh, well, cold hands.
Really? You think it's cold hands?
I don't know. I mean, maybe there's like there's this rather large theory that Cold Hands is Benjen. They might have just merged the two characters into one. I mean, they've had a history of doing that.
So, yeah, that's true. But it is revealed later on after he saves them that he is Benjen Stark and that Bran is the new three-eyed raven and that he has to stand against the Night King. Dun dun dun!
I don't know, I'm really pushing for this Bran is an evil overlord thing because we don't have a bad Stark yet. One of them's gonna crack, and my money was originally on Arya, but I think Arya is fine.
Speaking of Arya, she has her assignment to kill Phryne Fisher. The actress from Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries is the leading actress, and I'm like, oh, it's nice to see you.
I love her so much. Go watch Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Arya is sent to kill this actress, and, you know, she goes in and she's watching the play, and it's gotten more serious. It's not the whole, like, comedy thing it was before. But anyways, Arya goes in, she poisons the woman's drink, and then she's walking out when the woman notices that Arya has been watching the play every week, and they get to talking, and Arya's like, no, you're a really good actress, but, like, you know, if they're not writing you good lines, you should change things. And she's like, oh, well, how would you change it? And Arya's like, well, you know, you're playing Cersei, and when Cersei, who loves Joffrey so much, sees her son dead, she wouldn't cry, she'd get angry. And so Phryne's like, oh, that's great. Do you want to be an actress?
And so she's about to drink the poison, and Arya comes back and like bats it out of her hand. It's like, that one over there wants you dead, and just like walks out. And that annoying, not really annoying, creepy waif girl sees this, and she's like, yes, now I can kill you.
So Arya goes and she digs up Needle, which she had buried seasons ago.
She just like sits there and waits because she knows it's coming.
And the waif is like, so I can kill her, right? Jack and Hagar's like, go.
Just don't make her suffer. And it's like, I'm gonna make her suffer. You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand what her problem with Arya is. Like, if they're not supposed to have a personality, like if they're supposed to be no one, she has a lot of hatred for no one, you know? Like,
yeah. I don't know, what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think she's gonna beat the shit out of Arya and Arya's gonna get the last stab?
Possibly. That's probably the most likely. I don't think they're gonna kill Arya. I really, really don't think they're gonna kill Arya.
I really hope not. Kinda sad that Jack and Hagar probably won't be around much longer.
I like him.
Me too.
Sam goes home with Gilly and little Sam and just gets completely just like wrecked by his father. And it's hard to watch because like we've seen Sam grow a spine and then to just like not like, you have killed White Walkers, you have like done all these crazy things, but yeah, I get it. Like your father is the one person on earth who scares the living shit out of you. Like more so than Thorne did. So it made sense that he shut down, but it was still really painful to watch.
And then you've got Gilly just like, no, you're fine, you're amazing, I love you. And it's just like sweet that she doesn't even like blame him for like shutting down. She's like, no, I just can't believe how much of a dick he is. And I actually really like Sam's mother and sister. They're actually like decent people. Like when the father starts insulting Gilly, she's like, that's it, shut your mouth, I'm taking her away. Like, can't deal with this.
But I don't know what Sam's gonna do because Sam was like, you're gonna stay here, but then he comes back and he's like, no, we're meant to be together, we're gonna run off. And I'm just like, well, where are you gonna go?
I think he's gonna leave her in Old Town where he can come in and check on her But I love it. He takes his father's Valyrian steel sword.
Well, the moment the father's like, it's Valyrian steel, I'm like, Sam's gonna take that because he's thinking like Valyrian steel and White Walkers.
And so I'm just imagining his father freaking out, and I bet you his father's gonna come after him.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get to see anything of Jon or Sansa this episode.
We saw Walder Frey though, which came as a bit of a shock because I'm like, oh right, you!
Daenerys is doing her Daenerys thing where she's like, I am the Khaleesi, I am going to take Westeros, I have dragons, rawr. That was the extent of her scenes.
And Dario's like, and I'm your boyfriend. Boyfriend power. The center, the most important thing in this episode is the friggin' High Sparrow. I want to lock him in a room with Varys and Littlefinger. I want to do it. And I want to see who, because there can be only one prime manipulator, and I want to see who would win.
That would be a lot of fun because neither of them would fall for his bullshit.
No, everyone in that triangle is immune to everyone in that triangle. It's great. So like they would really have to be smart.
Yeah.
Because like
they'd give him a run for his money.
Oh man. Because, yeah, totally Littlefinger and Varys would be like, you are the evil, I know. We do not know this evil. Minor alliance and we'll take out this bitch and then we'll, like, resume the war. Done.
I'll throw Tyrion in the mix, too. Make it a square. Really? You don't think Tyrion would have a few choice words?
Tyrion isn't as... Like, the thing about Tyrion is Tyrion's out in the open. Like, he, like, points himself at a thing and he goes for the thing. With Littlefinger and Varys, they work through so many people. Tyrion's only starting to, like, use that manipulation. So he's not on this A game up here yet.
But it's not, like, the manipulation I'm thinking. It's more of, like, try your bullshit on me. Like, try it.
Tyrion would just be drunk and would just be saying random shit.
But he would like totally throw this guy for a loop because he'd be like, oh my claws, they're not working.
I think the only thing that like Tyrion would have to say to the High Sparrow is, I'm the god of tits and wine. Like that's it.
I think he'd break the High Sparrow. Just mine.
I don't think anyone could break the High Sparrow. That like he's way too just. But I love the smirk. So the High Sparrow finally plays his trump card. He lets Tommen see Margaery, and so finally, you know, they have their discussion, they realize, oh, you know, the High Sparrow, he's great, right? And I'm like, Margaery, honey, I know you're totally acting, you're totally playing this, and I love you for it, but be careful.
This is how you get burned.
Jaime and Tyrell show up, and Queen of Thorns shows up, and they're like ready to make their stand, and like, you know, it's like this big show of military power, and it's this big scene. And then the freaking High Sparrow comes down. He's like, oh, well, that Margaery isn't going to be doing the Walk of Shame because she's done more than enough because she's brought someone else into the fold. And Tommen comes out and just, I love all of the looks between all of our people because it's like, we fucked up, we look awful, oh shit, we fucked up, and then freaking like, Lord Tyrell's like, what the hell's happening?
Oh my god.
Queen of Thorns is like, we're losing.
They really fucked up their timing because had they waited till he said, yeah, she's doing her Walk of Shame.
Yeah.
Like, they could have easily just popped up after, like, he announced that Tommen was in the fold and be like, hey, we're here to escort you home.
And then Tommen kicks frickin' Jaime Lannister out of the Kingsguard. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, hey, Jaime, you remember this? This is pretty familiar. Remember that guy? Sully? Does this scene seem familiar?
Go and find Brienne.
Oh, yeah, I'm interested to see how the Faith is going to screw up the crown more.
I'm just like, who let Tommen out of the house? Like, isn't it past his bedtime? Get the back inside. Like,
Tommen is very easily manipulated.
Like, to the point that he's practically a rock.
Yeah. If Cersei had gotten in her claws into Tommen earlier, it would have been great because she would have had the puppet king she's always wanted. Say as much as you can of how awful and horrible Joffrey was. At least he had a kind of a spine. Yeah. You know, like everything everything he stood for was awful and horrible, and I am so glad he's dead. And I'm not saying that I want Joffrey back, but Tommen does not have Yeah.
He's literally a puppet.
This episode was more like setting the stage for the second half of the season.
Hopefully it picks up in the next episode because...
I mean, we've had a pretty solid season so far, so I'm not complaining. It was like, eventually we were going to have something a little slower.
Yeah. I find, like, to keep me interested, people have to A, stop dying, and B, needs to pick up the pace. It was just like the Daenerys scene. I was just like, oh, we've seen this forever. Like... This is like the fifth. Now. This is the fifth time she's had that scene where she's like, "I am the Khaleesi. I will take Westeros." Can we get going?
So, what did you think about the episode? Tell us about it in the comments below.
Yeah. See you later, guys.